My name is May Hong. I am the speaking voice of Mira from K-pop Demon Hunters. And this is Moana Nui Podcast. Signing off. Happy fans. Do it with me. Happy fans. Happy hon.
Good evening and welcome to our May edition of Moana Nui After Dark presents Geek Speak On Sports. I am joined again by my wonderful panel, Mouse, Candaysee, and Q will be joining us a little bit later. How are you two doing thus far?
Excellent, actually. Pretty damn excellent.
The Knicks are winning. Why wouldn't I be happy?
Shut up.
So, little joke about that, because I'm pretty sure you don't watch wrestling.
I do.
Danhausen? Are you familiar with Danhausen?
Oh, God, not this.
Oh, yes.
See his face.
You have to see his face. Danhausen is basically the comedic act now. He has been going around cursing other wrestlers, causing them matches and putting them in unfortunate situations. And right before WrestleMania, he went on First Take and he cursed both Stephen A. and the Knicks.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. I saw that clip.
Luckily for your Knicks, a fan paid him to uncurse the Knicks, but continue to curse Stephen A. Leave the Knicks out of Stephen A.'s foolishness. And he was like, all right, cool. And those who follow both have pretty much said that Danhausen uncursing the Knicks is why they have swept since.
Hilarious. I can't.
I mean, stuff happens. But yeah, that is a bit of the shenanigans. I did want to start with some other shenanigans briefly because I saw this earlier today and I couldn't not share this to start the show.
Uh-oh.
Look, just don't uh-oh me. Just accept what I'm sharing is going to be enjoyable.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Meg Thee Stallion. Who even is this guy? You don't know Klay Thompson? No. He's a world famous pro basketball player. Wait a minute. There's a WNBA for men?
Oh.
What would you even call that? The MNBA? I'm just saying, who would cheat on Meg?
Yeah, I felt the need to share that.
That was a funny sketch.
That was good. The rest of that sketch is even funnier.
I have to go look at the rest of it now. But yeah, again, there's a WNBA for men because that's how I feel.
Don't be
Anybody asks me if I watch basketball, I'm starting with, if they're talking about pro, I'm starting with the WNBA. And in college, the women.
I mean, it's funny because basketball is my absolute most favoritist sport.
Most favoritist.
The NBA has made it impossible to watch.
I mean, amongst other things. Well, then how do you feel about the NCAA going to 76 teams for March Madness in both the men and women's tournaments?
So I don't know if I'm the right person to ask that question to, because, I've only been a casual college fan.
Well, somebody here normally puts us in March Madness brackets. So
the thing though that the only question that I have is, do I now just get more good basketball?
That is a question.
Because if you're expanding, because how many was it before?
68.
So now, and it's going to what, 74?
76.
76. So that's it is. As long as
the more teams, yeah.
As long as the teams that
are 12 more teams.
As long as those additional teams are good, I don't see the problem.
Good to whose perspective, though?
Thank you, Candaysee.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because I'm gonna be real, and again, Where's my? I need to get a walking stick so I can start throwing it at the screen with my fist. I'm going, old man, get off my yard here. There was never a good reason to expand to 64 teams. I mean, to expand to 68 teams, excuse me. The first four, money grab that it is, because that's really all it is, money grab. No one expects any of those four teams to win the tournament.
Now,
ever.
But it gives them a chance.
Being the stat man that
It doesn't.
Games,
So
do you know how many times?
We're looking for
the furthest one of those first four playing teams has gotten is the Sweet 16.
Okay.
And
but
several
I'm just
of them,
saying though, but it still gives them the chance to get there. Like sometimes they don't.
But here's the other thing. The committees, and this goes for both men and women. I watch more women's college basketball now than I do men, because I don't know who all is playing over there anymore. It's hard to follow because they either enroll and don't play, or they're gone after a year. So it's hard to keep track.
You're like, who all there?
Right. Who gonna be exactly? Who gonna be over there?
Who gonna be there?
The first four playing games, again, solely a money grab done by design by the power conferences, however many you want to quantify them as, because of bubble teams they feel should get a chance to play, to which I always say, guarantee your spot into the tournament by either A, winning your regular season championship, because that's an automatic bid, or B, winning your conference tournament, because that's an automatic bid.
But some of these teams are like it may not be the ACC or the SEC, it may be the MEAC or something.
I'm glad you brought that up. SEC last year had 9 teams in the tournament. This past March Madness, they had 9 teams in 9.
I'm glad you knew that off the top of your head.
Well, because it was made a big deal about the tournament, and this is on the men's side. That was one of the big deals going into the tournament, because 3 of those teams made it to the Elite 8, so they could have potentially had 3/4 of the Final Four being SEC teams. If I recall correctly, I believe 2 of them made it from this year's Final Four. Mouse, if you could look that up for me real quick, because I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do believe at least half of that field was SEC teams. If not, then I think it was Big Ten. That's what it was. It was Big Ten teams. 3 of the 4 teams in the Final Four were Big Ten teams. It was Purdue, Ohio State was Purdue, Michigan, and I can't remember the other 2 teams.
Here's the Elite 8. You got Tennessee versus Michigan, Purdue, Arizona, Iowa, Illinois, UConn, Duke.
Okay, so 1 SEC team. Sorry. The Final Four then was
Michigan, Arizona, Illinois, UConn.
So half of the Final Four were Big Ten teams.
Yeah.
Okay. So I might be thinking about the year before that it was half SEC, because Florida won the championship last year. But so what I'm saying is, there is no need for these. I don't care how big your conference gets. There's no need for lower tier teams in, quote, a good conference to get in over deserving teams from a mid-major. And what I say about that is, you have your West Coast Conference where Gonzaga plays, right?
Hold on, quick interjection. Yes, you're absolutely right, James. In 2025, the Elite 8 had 4 SEC teams. You had Michigan State, Auburn, Texas Tech, Florida, Alabama, Duke, Tennessee, Houston.
And 2 of them went to the Final Four.
And in the Final Four, it was Florida, Auburn, Houston, Duke.
So what I'm saying is, you're shortchanging deserving mid-majors, Because again, so I'm going to the West Coast Conference, which is where Gonzaga plays. Gonzaga 9 more times than not, let's say like 98% of the time, wins both the regular season title and the conference championship. On the off chance they don't win and somebody else wins the tournament, that team gets in, Gonzaga gets in, right? Because they're supposedly a strong team. But that doesn't happen with every mid-major.
Right.
You look at Mountain West. If the best team out there in the Mountain West Conference has a strong regular season record but doesn't win their conference tournament, they don't go in because we're taking the 12th team from the Big 10 or the Big 12 or the SEC or the ACC because, quote, the conference is having a good year.
That's why I said I like the extra 4.
And
that's where that person would come from.
Yeah, and that's not fair to those teams who deserve to get in because, to me, after about 5 or 6, I don't care how strong your conference is, you don't need to go.
But my thing is, if I'm the winner, we'll use Gonzaga because that's what we're using at the moment. But I'm the winner and I'm undefeated in my conference.
Mm-hmm.
You think that undefeated in my conference doesn't warrant me to at least get a chance to get into the men's conference?
It does. So, oh gosh, who was the team this year? There was a team this year that went 30-something and won.
Yeah, they were the
and did not win their conference tournament, and there was talk of them possibly not making the tournament or not being ranked in the top 4 as one of the 1 seeds. I can't remember which school it was in the men's side.
Right. Yeah, I remember. I can't remember.
Yeah, you know the school I'm talking about, right? But the chatter going on that they possibly could not make the conference because they couldn't tournament because they didn't win their conference title was insane to me because of their record. And,
right.
and that's the type of thing where I'm saying that team still deserves to go as opposed to, say, the 8th team in the SEC or the 8th team in the ACC.
Right. Well, I think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah,
that's why I said I like those last 4, whatever the first 4 is or whatever they call it, because some of those teams wouldn't have gotten any bid at all. So they should at least be able to prove themselves, right? And if they may not go to the Final 4, but even making it to the Sweet 16, they would have never had that chance if they didn't do this first 4. Now, this 76, 74, whatever, however many teams now, it's just getting ridiculous now. But I mean, that's just like football, NCAA football expanding their stuff. So, everybody should win because everybody should win. Everybody's a winner nowadays. Everybody's a winner.
So, James, to your point, the school you're talking about is a small school called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Damon University. They're in Amherst, New York. They have a student body population, at least as of fall 2020. I don't know what it is right now, but fall 2020, they only had 2,500 students. So that's the school you're talking about with the 30-1 record.
That doesn't sound familiar.
That's not them.
That doesn't sound familiar at all.
Okay, let's see if anybody else had a 30-1 record.
Nah, check out, look at the bracket for this year. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Because that will show who was where. And like I said, I can't remember the name of the team off the top of my head, but I know they made the tournament outright. They did put them in the tournament. So that part I was happy about. I think they got a raw deal as far as where they were seated. Either way, having the debate of whether that team deserved to be in the tournament was what was crazy to me. Because they weren't in the Big 10, the Big 12, the ACC, or the SEC, all of a sudden there was a debate that they basically went undefeated in the regular season and their only loss was in the semifinals of their conference tournament.
Miami, Ohio.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's who it was.
I was trying
Miami
to remember
of Ohio.
what it was too. Miami, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
They were like 31-1 or something like that.
Yes.
It was like a really cool story.
Mm-hmm. And then what they play in, like Ohio Valley or the MAC, one of those tournaments.
Hold on. I was just looking at them.
Miami, Ohio always pops up every few years doing
Mid-American
Mid-American they're in the MAC. And that's what was insane to me, because the MAC is not a bad conference at all. Like they play solid basketball. I mean, because again, your mid-majors are kids who pretty much want to stick around for at least 3 seasons. You know, unless they get recruited by a Power 4 school and then they hit the transfer portal. But for the most part, they're going to stick around for 3 years.
Yeah.
So they play good, solid ball, and you're going to get to know those players if you follow those schools. Yeah. So that's my only concern. Like, you're screwing a team like that because you want to put in the 9th, 10th, and 11th place teams in the SEC. The 9th, 10th, and 11th place teams in the SEC don't deserve to go.
No.
Unless they somehow win the conference tournament, which again, the conference tournament, because the way it currently works is like there are 34 automatic bids for the 34 different conferences in the country that play Division I basketball, right? Those are your automatic bids. Everybody else is at large. So win your tournament. If you're in a Power 4 conference, win your tournament. If you're that bad down to where the media pundits have to make a case for your entire conference to say, oh, this conference is going to get 8, 9, 12 teams in, that's insane to me.
Well, James, one thing that I think we have to remember, at least let me say it this way. It's always been my opinion, and again, casual college sports fan that I am,
Mm-hmm.
It's always been my opinion that as long as the members of the tournament / playoff are getting in based on a group who believes or does not believe that team should be there, it's never going to be a good system. Because
the system
because based on numbers, on pure numbers, to me that would make the system the best. But as long as you've got a committee saying, well, wait a minute, I think, and this and this and that, to me, that system is always going to be flawed.
And the committees always do dumb things, but
and all the systems are flawed.
All the systems are flawed, yes.
Except for the ones on pure numbers.
Well, that's on the pro level. On the college level, it's let's give everybody a chance. And
I can't stand
that. And it's getting annoying. Like, the college football playoff was good at 4 teams. And then everybody was like, there's 5 power conferences. What if someone gets left out? Then they just get left out.
Pretty much.
They should have played better competition, or they should have won a particular game during the season. Like, go undefeated, make a case to be there, or whatever have you. But the going to 12 games or 12 teams from 4 was insane to me, because you just skipped over 8 like it was nothing.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's more about the revenue from the TV deals than actually caring about the sport.
It's all about the money. That's why there's so many bowl games now.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because guess where none of the first 4 games have ever been played?
Atlanta.
On CBS, which is the main broadcaster for the men's tournament. None of those first 4 play-in games have ever broadcast on CBS. They're always on True TV or TBS or Ion or whatever else CBS affiliate has out there to broadcast games that are not on CBS proper, based on whatever region you're in. So never have they ever been, because people tend to look for them like, okay, I know CBS is carrying the tournament. I know that there's some play-in games on Tuesday, Wednesday before the tournament starts on Thursday. Where are these games at? Because they ain't on CBS.
Right.
No, they're not going to waste their time with that.
Right. And so since they're not on CBS, no one's looking, not to mention unless you are a fan of the school playing in that first four, you're not going to care about those games because you're worried about your bracket, which doesn't start till Thursday.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Now
At
what's
11
filling out the
o'clock.
bracket look like? Because there's a rotation in these first four. Sometimes I think the rotation is 16, 12, 11, and 10. Is it 16, 12, 11, and 15, I think, is what it is. And they alternate every year. So the playing games one year will be 16 seeds and 11 seeds. And then the other year, it'll be 15 seeds and 12 seeds. And those are the teams that are playing to get into the tournament. So it's crazy how they come up with, we got two teams that should be 11 seeds. No, you don't. You got teams that shouldn't even be in there because let's be real. Two of your 16 seeds or 15 seeds every single year are the winners of the HBCU conferences, SIAC and the SWAC.
Yeah.
So you always slot them as 15 or 16, regardless of what their record is.
How long has that been happening?
Always.
Okay.
Since the field has been 64, it's always been that way because, again, they're Division I. They won their conference tournament. That's an automatic bid. But they never slot them higher than, I think the highest any one of those schools has ever been may have been like 14 one year. But since they've gone play-in, they've always been 16 seeds or 15 seeds. And when the play-in is 16, they make the two schools play each other.
You know, I'd like to see one of these HBCUs actually just surprise everybody and win it all.
I mean, let's put it this way. I was having this conversation with someone on social media late last week, early this week. We were expecting the influx of talent to abandon big power name schools in 2020 due to what happened there. And what's currently going on over the last week or so, people are like, all these athletes should boycott these SEC schools and go to HBCUs. And my thing is, it ain't happened in 2020. I'm not holding my breath for it to happen this time either.
The problem, and again, I would love to see that happen.
Yep.
But the problem though is it's gonna take a while for the money to start moving.
Yep.
Because all of the money that's getting funneled to these guys in these Division I schools, there are existing systems in place for that. And to break those systems and start funneling that money somewhere else, that's going to take a while. So
it will.
If I go into college if I go into D1, say I go to Georgia Tech and I'm a 5-star recruit. All right. So now instead of that, I'm going to take my skill set and I'm going to go to North Carolina A&T, hopefully still as a 5-star recruit. It's going to take a number of years before that money follows me. And I might damage my draft potential.
If any.
There you go. If any at all.
If any. Because that's the other thing. So
there are things like that to think about.
So John David Washington, because I will never forget this. I remember watching the all-star football game he was in coming out of high school. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the swerve he pulled by putting on a Morehouse cap, which shocked everybody there except his family.
Right. They'd already had the conversation.
I mean, I don't know what conversations were had. I would love to sit down with John David and talk to him about that. But I would never forget that because I was watching the game and I saw his name pop up and I saw Denzel behind him. And it took a minute for me to click like, oh, that's Denzel's kid type thing, right? Someplace football. And he put on that Morehouse cap. And I was like, oh, word? This will be interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to remember, I think he was like a 4-star recruit at running back coming out that year, if I'm not mistaken. But he won. I don't remember if he won the game's MVP or not for the All-Star game that he was playing in. But let's put it this way. 4 years at Morehouse, he did enter the draft. He went undrafted and was signed as an undrafted rookie by the then St. Louis Rams. Who?
Oh, word?
Yeah, undrafted rookie by the St. Louis Rams. And I'm trying to remember if he made it out of camp, but he was on the practice squad because he only suited up to play 3 games that season due to injuries at the running back position.
Gotcha.
I say all that to say there is a disconnect in scouting talent at HBCUs, as in the pros don't do it. Like, you have to be so phenomenally good to stand out to where it's like they have to look at you. I'm trying to remember, who was the kid? Not Darren Sproles. He was a Chicago Bears running back for a little bit, and he went to A&T. Was it A&T? Or I'm blanking. I can't remember the athlete's name right now. I know he was another running back, but he was real short, like Darren Sproles' height, if not, maybe a little bit shorter. But yeah,
Tariq Cohen.
Yes. Where did he go?
Drafted by the Bears out of A&T in the 4th
Out of A&T. Yep. So yeah, he's the last dude from an HBCU to get drafted.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And which round was he drafted in?
In the 4th.
In the 4th. So yeah.
Although I love his nickname, the Human Joystick.
I mean, he's one of many that's had that nickname. So.
Oh, okay.
That's weird.
What? Speak your piece, Candaysee.
I'm just saying, the Human Joystick.
Mm-hmm. Dante Hall, also named the Human Joystick.
Oh, okay.
Up, down, left, right, circle, circle, XX.
A little off, just a little bit off.
Close enough. Close enough. We'll take it. The fact that
Look, I don't know what the actual cheat code was.
The fact that she even knows up, up, down, down is phenomenal in and of itself.
We'll take it. Again, we are not those dudes who are gonna say when you say you like anime, well, what's the top 5 best anime? No, that ain't us.
I know.
You tell us you like anime. I'm going to ask you, what do you like, so that I can make sure and include it so that you feel welcomed.
I'm still waiting to read those comics, James. We're going to have to get
comics?
up so I can read it. Whichever ones that I think you were actually reading. Were you reading manga or were you reading?
I'm reading manga. My comic collection is still collecting dust.
Yeah, that's why I say I think that's, I just don't remember what it was that you were reading when I saw you at the spot, which I was at on Sunday. I have to remember to call you and tell you.
You do. You should. But
I just come after church. It should have to be after church. I'd be like,
set a reminder. Call James.
Okay.
It only take me like 10 minutes to get up the street.
Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Black Lagoon is the name of the manga that you saw me reading, by the way, and I still have 2 volumes left.
Okay. I would like to start. Just pass me volume 1.
I am not passing you my manga.
I'll give it back.
I love you. Not enough to pass you my manga. You can go to a comic book shop. There's a wonderful shop in Atlanta called Challenges Games and Comics. They have manga.
I know of it. I've been several times.
There are other comic book shops in the city of Atlanta that sell manga. And this is wonderful chain store called Barnes & Noble. They have a whole section dedicated to manga.
Candaysee, text me your address. I got you.
Thanks.
But
text me your address. I got you.
I am not lending out my manga.
Just just by volume. Just the first one, I'll read it, I'll bring it back. Second one, read it, bring it back.
You can't even call me on a Sunday after church and be like, hey, let's meet up for brunch. You talk about bringing my manga back.
You're right. But I would bring it back. I always return the books that I borrow.
Again.
Thanks, Mac.
Text me your address. I got you.
Thank you. Because some people.
Wow, some people. That's what we doing? Some people? I'm being real here. Shoot, you talking about my manga. Playing with my manga is like playing with my money.
I'm sorry. I understand wholeheartedly.
What you gonna ask next? Hold my Legos?
No. Blasphemy. I would not.
Thank you.
Because you won't get those back.
Well, I'm glad you stated that. Evil. Just evil.
Yo!
Edgar, hey.
Oh my God, I missed y'all.
Whoa, who this?
Welcome home.
I seen pictures of social media of you in a fro. What's up with the hair?
Well, greetings and grand rising to you too. Shit.
Sad.
All in my business. What's happening?
I mean, he really did kind of call you out, though.
I was expecting a fro tonight, but it's cool.
So my world tour with the Witness Protection Program has ended. I'm back in my house. And I'm so happy to be here with all of you lovely melanated individuals. How is everyone doing?
Oh,
good. Hey, girl. Hey.
Doing good.
I'm here.
Good. Did you have fun on your world tour?
Absolutely.
Good.
Of course.
Anything you can talk about from your world tour?
I was out doing the Lord's work.
Praise God.
All the time.
Praise God.
Praise Him.
Praise the Lord.
I'm okay. All right.
Don't just go along with it.
I am because I don't.
Oh my gosh!
I had your back, girl. I said,
I know, girl. Because I knocked on your door. I was like, "What am I walking into?"
Oh my goodness!
Some foolishness. So what are we chatting about? Catch me up.
We haven't really chatted about much.
We were wrapping up the whole NCAA tournaments, going to 76 teams.
Yeah, going to 76.
Gotcha.
So, but since you're here now, we can start on the first part of the homework assignment.
Awesome.
Oh, which I find funny that the official sale of the Connecticut Sun is being reported this week and last week as actually having happened when everything went down in late March. For those who don't know, since the WNBA has started, and we're happy for that. This past weekend was wonderful. CBA got done. Everybody's getting paid. 30 some odd players got $1 million deals. It was wonderful. It was great to see player movement in some places. Some cores stayed together. But the Connecticut Sun, this is the last season the Connecticut Sun will be the Connecticut Sun. They will be moving to Houston.
And becoming the Comets.
And
that's what the reporting says. That's
Pause on the comments.
I'm just saying that's what the reporting currently says.
I know that's what the reporting currently says, but the WNBA and the NBA by extension, they don't have rights to those names because they've been trademarked by other professional sports leagues. The Comets, the Sting, and the Shock. They lost because when those teams all folded or moved, the rights to the names lapsed.
That's interesting.
And other teams are using them. And I can't remember, oh gosh, is it a hockey league? It's either a women's hockey league or somebody else who's using the Comets. The Sting is currently being used by a baseball team, and I forgot who's using the Shock. I think it's like an indoor football league or something like that.
I thought you could have sports having the same name? Because aren't there a couple of sports teams that have the same names?
Yes.
In different sports?
But if it's trademarked, you need to coordinate with and that's what happened when the WNBA let these names lapse. The teams that picked them up and started using them trademarked them.
So, James, do you know who actually owns the trademark for the Houston Comets?
Please enlighten us, because I saw the article like a month ago and completely.
It is called TSTM Holdings LLC, a company linked to Travis Scott.
Oh, damn.
Well,
you cannot make this up. Oh, my God.
Well,
and currently, the WNBA is fighting this in federal court.
Oh,
because the league let the trademark lapse back in 2021.
Yep. Because they didn't think anybody was going to pick.
Travis Scott's holding company has owned it since 2024. Now, what I wonder is what made him decide, hey, let me go grab this lapsed WNBA trademark. That would be my question. Because also, I'm kind of surprised that when they moved the WNBA management or some governing body.
No. The Comets didn't move; they folded.
No. But what I'm saying though is, I'm surprised that there wasn't somebody, a governing body within the WNBA, or hell, even maybe the NBA, to come along and say, you know what? We're going to keep this trademark name because it started out as one of ours, and we want to keep it just in case.
I'm in favor of this name change for the new Houston team.
You know what?
Absolutely not.
Hey, all homage to Meg Thee Stallion.
I mean, I love Meg, but hold your horses, please. Good Lord. Jesus Christ. So so where are they now with this? They're in court.
Fighting to get the rights to the name back.
To get the rights.
Yep. See, I don't understand why they didn't just go to him and say, all right, let's assume he got the trademark for, say, I don't know how much trademarks cost, but let's just assume he bought the trademark for $500,000. Let's just assume that's what it costs. I'm sure it doesn't, but let's assume he bought it for $500,000. Between the WNBA and the NBA, somebody should just go to him and look, like, you bought it for $500,000, we'll give you $1.5 million for it.
I'd laugh in their face.
I'm just saying.
You're going to have to come up on at least 5 to get it. You're going to pay me 10 times what I did.
This is insane.
Minimum.
But still, to me, this doesn't have to be a court battle. This can be something that's hatched out between lawyers and accountants.
Mediation,
because legally,
today.
Yes, and that's what it should be. But fighting it in court is dumb, and the WNBA, and by extension the NBA, and I'm gonna say that a lot tonight, thinks that they have the ability, power, and authority to do whatever the hell they want. And that's part of what happened with the sale and the move of the Connecticut Sun. The behind the scenes shenanigans, because that's the only thing I can call them, read like a Fabio romance novel.
Oh my God.
Because the Mohegan Group, the tribe that owned the Connecticut Sun since 2003, wanted to make a sale because of what was happening with the boom in the market for the new franchises. Remember, the new franchises were all purchased for minimum $500 million.
Oh.
You're right.
Oh. So
the Valkyrie, the Tempo, the Portland Fire, these 3 new teams that started playing this year and last year, $250 to $500 million each to purchase those teams. So the folk running the Connecticut Sun was like, well, those are new teams. What can we get for this team? Let's go ahead and sell, but let's make sure whoever we sell to keeps the team local. So they had 3 bids. One was going to keep the team in Connecticut and just move them up the road to Hartford.
Right.
That was rebuked. Another group was going to buy the team and relocate them to be the sister franchise of the Boston Celtics. So they were literally going to relocate the team to Boston. Not too far from Connecticut, but still in the New England area. And then the third group, the ownership of the Houston Rockets, who came in with, by the way, the lowest bid. Because, again, shenanigans.
Yeah.
They just want a winning team in the city.
They end up buying the team. So you telling me, and this is where I educate people on how the NBA, as much as we love the WNBA, this is not a league running itself. This is a league running. This is basically Marvel Studios operating under the Disney umbrella. That's basically what the WNBA-NBA relationship is, right? The WNBA can do certain things up until a point, and then the NBA will step in and be like, I think the F not. And that's basically what happened here. Two groups wanting to keep the team in the New England area, and the NBA was like, nah, y'all going to sell to the Houston Rockets owner. You're going to like it. And you're going to take his money and shut up about it.
And then why did the Comets? I was living in Houston when the Comets were there, and the games were amazing. And then I just kind of was like, what happened? I don't even remember why they end up getting kicked to the curb.
I don't know. That's a story for another time. I'm going to do some digging because I still don't understand why the Comets just folded like that. Because it wasn't a money thing.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been a money thing because everybody was operating under the same constraints 30 years ago, right? And then you talk about the franchise that won the first 4 championships of your league. Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Cooper, Tina Thompson. Wreck and shop on the league. And you just, and for whatever reason, team just folds up, disappears overnight. I'm looking up one year like, yeah, I'm going to catch some WNBA games. And I'm like, standings. Where are the Houston Comets? Where are they? So, yeah, flabbergasted. But, yes, this is what's happening. The Connecticut Sun next year will be the Houston Comets if they can get the rights to the trademark Comets.
Financial troubles. And I knew it was something with a new owner. And I'm also wondering, I don't know, it seemed like at one point the Rockets didn't want to share a stadium with them. I remember some BS with that as well. That
was all the pro teams at the time because the original 8 teams were all in WNBA cities. So they shared the NBA arenas, and none of the owners of the NBA teams wanted to share their arenas with the WNBA. That much I do remember. They wanted the team in the city because, yeah, it was a vibe. It was a boom. It was supposedly going to help or whatever because they could have the NBA stars show up at the WNBA games in their respective cities. But after a while, it just got to be a thing of y'all ain't filling, and I get it. They weren't filling up the NBA arenas, and they weren't. I will freely admit that because when the Mystics first started playing in the Bullets or Wizards arena, I went to a couple of games when I was home that summer. And yeah, the lower bowl, 75, 80%. The upper bowl, empty. So were people showing up to games? Yes.
Yeah.
Were they selling out the arenas? No. So in that aspect, I get why NBA owners didn't want to share and they end up kicking out them and they had to start playing at local college campuses or smaller arenas nearby. You know, but yeah, that was it. But this whole thing with the Sun is crazy because you ain't gonna tell me the NBA didn't have a hand in this. Because you can read the reports. Because again, the official reporting that's come out over the last 7 days says the board of governors of the WNBA approved the sale and the move. Yeah, no, they didn't. I'm pretty sure they were shoehorned, like hogtied and forced to accept this deal again, because bringing basketball back to Houston is important. To which I'm like, if that was so important, with you talking about expanding the WNBA by 5 teams to 2030, and we already got 3 currently of those 5 currently playing, with 2 more to come, you could have easily given a brand new franchise.
Yeah.
Might as well, because now you fight over the damn name.
Let the Mohegan Group sell to one of those other 2 bidders who had the higher bid than what Houston Rockets owner was given, because it was higher by at least $50 million, both of them.
$50 million.
Mm-hmm. Because the official sale is $300 million.
Yep, 300.
The other two bids from the IG article I sent you all mentioned $325 by the group that was going to move the team to Hartford, Connecticut, and I think another $325 as well from the group that was going to move them to Boston. So you had 2 $325 million deals that was going to keep them in the New England area, and then a regular $300 million deal to move the team to Houston. And you took the lesser deal? And you want to tell me this was approved by the WNBA Board of Governors, i.e. the owners of the other 14 or so WNBA teams approved this? You ain't going to piss in my head and tell me it's raining.
Why not?
Look here, you. If I get over there to that house, I'm kicking you out.
Oh, no, don't come in here with foolishness now. We done paid
That's
the
right.
rent.
Don't be coming our space.
We done paid the bills for the
Bad job.
I haven't talked to any and I know a lot of former diehard Houston Comets fans. I mean, I know they've been wanting the team to come back, but James, like you said, I mean, it's like the WNBA. It's like they always gonna be online. They can't never cross.
Just learn your history. Learn your history.
Learn the damn founders' names. Shit.
Oh God.
It's always something.
How you graduate school still online? You got to cross at some point. I know there are grad chapters out there, but damn.
My God. It's like they just can't win. The more popular, they make a little bit more, they're going in this direction and they still getting kind of interesting. Tisk.
Well.
So, anybody else have anything to add, thoughts, input? I know I've said a lot.
No, I'm going to keep my eye on this. I just really want to see how all this is going to play out.
I just want to see what is it going to take for them to get that name.
Right.
Yeah, I will keep my eye on the trademark. Because that's what they're not reporting. They're reporting this like it's a good thing. Like, here's more good news, because we got the collective bargaining agreement. Again, all the big contracts that were given out. And I was like, here's more good news for the WNBA. And it's like, how is this good news?
They're trying to catch you slipping. You read one good thing and be like, oh, well, that's not that bad. Yes, it is bad.
So one more thing. The WNBA claims it still holds common law rights to the name because they continue to sell merchandise and promote the team's history.
Oh, wow.
Also, WNBA Enterprises has filed a formal opposition with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office against TSTM's ownership. So
good luck with that.
This is getting interesting.
Yeah, for the layperson who doesn't know better, that's like, oh, the WNBA is definitely going to get this name back. Yeah, for people with common sense, it's like you was caught slipping.
Yeah,
and got. Now you mad about it.
It's like in the common law marriage. What the hell is going on?
It's like in the early days of domain names. I think it was Delta let their www.delta.com almost expire. And somebody in Delta's IT group saw that it was going to expire and bought it on Delta's behalf. Damn. Now, the way the story plays out is, Delta gave him a very, very nice bonus for saving that name.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling those internal meetings, he was like, hey, look.
I don't want to work again.
If you want this, I don't ever want to get up before 11 o'clock again in my life. How much
free
is it
flights
worth?
for the rest of my life?
Right. Those internal meetings.
First class every time.
There's no way I'm going to own Delta.com and just hand it back
Hand
to
it over.
No.
Especially not if I work for Delta.
Right.
You paying me enough money to where I don't have to work another day in my life. I can retire tomorrow, and I ain't never flying worse than first class ever again for the rest of my life.
Private jet.
Yes, I'd like to get on the PJ, and my pronouns are pay me.
And that.
Period. As the young whippersnappers would say.
Oh, man.
That's crazy. Very small. But that's some crazy stuff right there.
Yeah, they got
anybody else got anything else on the W before we move on to the next thing?
Just on the WNBA period, just
anything on the W.
Those championship rings.
Yo, crazy.
That gorgeous. I know y'all spending money on these. That I was like, wow.
Which is how we know they can afford to pay the players.
That part.
Anytime you got to take a TED talk to learn how to disassemble your damn ring, y'all spending some money.
Right.
All the diamonds, all the black. I absolutely love it. And it gives you this inkling of hope. And then we have these type of conversations. So I just hope one day it will all balance itself out. But I really just absolutely loved those rings. And I enjoyed watching that ceremony. Now, wait, is Tom Brady? I know he has a stake in the Raiders, but he doesn't
in the
have
Raiders.
A stake.
No, he doesn't have a stake
in but he was just there out of support.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Davis owns, I don't think he has any split ownership of the Aces. I think he owns the Aces outright.
Okay. Yeah, that was it for me.
Candaysee, you don't want to talk about your Liberty? Y'all want to talk about Ellie, who bust out a whole Whitney routine at one game?
Lord have mercy.
Hold on now. Qiana is the Ellie lover, even though I love Ellie too. But no, I was a little I was sad a little bit about them not keeping some people on the team, but I mean, it is what it is. You got to go get that money, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, I was hoping that we could have kept Tasha and a couple of other people.
Oh, Cloud, yeah, y'all blew that one.
Yeah, they did, but.
Okay.
I will say, and I don't know how certain this is, but I like a statement that I heard from Jamel Hill on her Spolitics podcast about Angel Reese going to the Dream. He was like, don't be surprised if you see the Dream making a run for the finals this year.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's going to be interesting.
Absolutely. Like, so 2 moves I saw play immediate dividends with teams that kept their core intact, and we lost Candaysee.
Oh.
So the 2 teams I saw moves the immediate impact. Angel Reese's impact with Atlanta. Now, granted, you haven't blown anybody out yet.
Right.
Played 2 games. I think are y'all playing tonight as well? No, y'all play again later on this week.
Yeah, we got the Aces on Sunday.
Ooh, that's the game you're going to, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
I will. I won't be able to see that, but yeah, have fun. That should be a good one. But Angel's impact with the Dream is crazy because of what she brings to their interior play. Period on both ends of the court: the rebounding, the shot blocking, the alternative shot. Like beating Minnesota night 1 in Minnesota. Yeah, that was bonkers because I watched the end of that game. And the other impact player Oh, wow. Kennedy Carter on the Vegas Aces. If you have watched the Vegas Aces, you will know that pretty much it's pretty much Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, Jewel Lloyd. And outside of those four, they get very little from everybody else, right? To where they're pretty much playing where one of those four has to be on the floor at all times, no matter what. Sometimes two of them have to be out there at all times, no matter what. That puts a toll sometimes on the scoring load because you ain't trying to bog down any one of them, especially not Asia. Granted, they got blown out Saturday in the ring ceremony, but Sunday, the whooping they put on the Aces, thanks to Kennedy Carter. Sorry, not LA. What's LA?
Yeah. Sparks.
Thank you. What they did to the Sparks through Kennedy Carter when she came off the bench, I'm talking like instant offense, get out my way. I'm going to the hole. You can't stop me. She was like 9 of 12. Had another 4 from the stripe, couple assists, 3 steals.
She was balling the hell out.
Man, I was like, whoa. And there was no reason for her not to be in the league last year, which shows the ineptitude of Chicago. And I'm going to take this moment to drag the hell out of them because how you trade arguably your best player, like you trying to tank, and then when free agency starts, because half the teams have no roster, and you're one of the teams that didn't even keep your core veterans together, go out and then grab some of the all-time best players who are still active in the league, in Skylar Diggins and others. Like, oh, we want to win. I don't know who's running that clown show in Chicago, but I need a team in the league who doesn't have a solid big on their roster to free Camila Cardoza and not waste her talent out there. Like, seriously, get Camila out of Chicago because that is a clown show walking right now. You ain't going to tell me that Angel Reese was the problem in Chicago.
Where would you like to see her go?
I'd say Washington, but we just drafted Lauren Betts from UCLA, so that's not going to happen.
Connecticut soon to be Comets.
Houston, yeah. I mean, moving the team to Houston, Connecticut's pretty much going to have the worst record again this year. Look, I called it last year. I was right, but yeah, like they didn't even try to sign anybody this year. Houston, I mean, not Connecticut. I'm already calling them Houston. But yeah, if you want to rebuild that roster and the ownership group of the Rockets is going to take over and put their people in place of, for right now, I'm gonna call them the Stallions.
I like that one.
The Houston Stallions is what they're going to be called, because I ain't saying they ain't going to get it, but it's going to be a while before they get it back. So I'm not calling,
just in case.
I'm gonna just put that out there in the universe. The Houston Stallions need to go out there and go ahead and like make a trade for Camila because she's still on her rookie deal.
The only problem with that is now that Meg Thee Stallion is only going to go by Meg, you've got no real tie-ins to get her, you know.
Prince went by a symbol. We still called him Prince.
Sure did.
That was a different time. That's Prince. Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't get away with that.
I'm just saying, look, Diddy done changed his name 500 times. They still call him Buffy.
No. We don't speak. No.
I'm just talking about name changes.
We don't talk about.
No. I heard Gino talking about how disappointed he was that they were. And Connecticut is. I can't listen to him talk now without thinking.
Gino
I
can't
will
speak.
beat Gino's ass. That's all I could think about is hearing Dawn Stanley's voice.
Gino ain't allowed to talk. Gino ain't allowed to talk ever again in life. Like, just shut up. talking about. I look back on it now and I regret everything I did.
You look back on what?
Where was this energy 2 months ago? Idiot! Like, shut up and kick rocks.
Or get kicked.
That part. Since we tagged on it earlier, NBA playoffs are going on. Candaysee's Knicks have just swept the Philadelphia 76ers and are basically kicking back and chilling, waiting for the winner of who, Candaysee? Who y'all waiting for?
Whoever wins between the Cavs and the Pistons. They're playing right now.
Okay, who's winning the series right now?
It was tied, I thought.
Oh, tied at 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God.
But I mean, please regale us of tales of your Knicks putting belt to A on the 76ers, because none of them games was close.
They actually played team ball. Like that ball was just they decided to put 2 bigs in, which they should have done when they played Atlanta, right? They should have done that. But yeah, that ball was going all over the court. I was like, wait a second. The only thing that made me mad is that what still makes me mad is when the lane is open and they just pass it out so that they can make a 3 instead of taking it in for the lay. Just take it in.
The easy 2.
Shoot the layup.
These are not the same basketball players when we were growing up, Candaysee.
Absolutely.
Well,
I mean,
remember,
Jalen Brunson does a good job of the fadeaway, but like everybody else, it's like they dribble in, then they dribble back out, and I'm like, what? The lane was wide open. All you had to do was just. And I mean, that's all of the NBA right now. Like I get that, but yeah, that ball was moving fast. I don't think I've ever seen the Knicks play that fast. I think they're trying to gear up for OKC. Because those are some youngins. They gotta be able to keep up.
I love how you're just automatically bypassing them over whoever wins the series between Cleveland and Detroit.
She's being positive. She's speaking it to existence.
She's like, whoever wins the game, it doesn't really matter because we're waiting.
I was like, is it June? No, wait.
But I mean, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And I normally, normally I'm not that person. I'm normally scary, right? But in watching these games, I'm like, if the Knicks play this same way, if they keep this same energy, right, then they don't have a problem. Okay. It's when they veer away from the plan.
As long as they don't get cursed.
We don't believe in that because I pray to my God up above for my teams. And he is over anybody's curse.
Amen.
I know a man, his name is Jesus.
Well, your head
all the time.
The reason your offense looks that way, if you remember, your head coach did once serve as an assistant to Steve Kerr in Golden State. So
I mean, I know about Mike Brown. We like him as a coach, actually.
Well, so, since he switched offense,
I'm okay with that.
Apparently, there was a change in offense in the middle of the season, and y'all been killing like gangbusters. They say it's all Mike Brown.
I mean, maybe we didn't really play all that. We didn't play all that well leading up to the playoffs, though. It was sketchy. It was real sketchy. That's why this last series, I was like, oh. So y'all just decided to just chill out. You were like, oh, we'll take number 3.
She said, who are these people?
Who is Mike Brown?
Who? Mike Brown? Who?
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
All right. So let's get to homework number 2 for this show.
Before we do that, I just want to throw this out there. I need Victor Wembanyama.
I love him.
Start punching people in the face.
In the jugular.
He didn't punch him in the face.
I need him to.
His elbow got to his neck.
No, I said I need him to start punching them in the face. Because they have been manhandling this po' boy like he is some little child.
Which is
he
why
is 7'6". There's nothing little about him.
which is why I don't understand why he's not dominating more. Because, now granted, I haven't watched their series, but I caught a couple of the highlights, and they are abusing him under the rim. Like, every time he's trying to go up for a rebound, somebody's grabbing an arm, grabbing a leg. You had that one sequence where he's trying to run out to catch the fast break, and Anthony, dude from Atlanta,
Anthony Edwards,
pulling on the jersey. I'm like, they are just manhandling him. He needs to start punching people in the face.
I'm waiting for him to go full Hulk smash.
Yeah,
but that's the reason why he gave that boy that elbow. Like, so get off me.
They still haven't decided though if that, at least the last time I saw, they haven't decided if he's getting a flagrant 2 and he's going to be suspended or not.
He didn't. Nah, they've already made that decision.
They did give him a flagrant 2. That's why he got.
They gave him the foul, yes, but no suspension.
But he didn't get suspended. Yeah, he played the next game.
I know the play you're talking about, because I saw the elbow was like, ooh, that had to be retaliatory for something else.
Yeah.
But again, the way you handle young cats in the league, and remember, this is like what, year 3 for him?
I think so.
Yeah. So this is year 3. He a scrawny 7'6". Again, he ain't as skinny as Manute Bowl, but he still
got
scrawny.
bigger since he got in the league.
Yeah, he has put on a little bit of weight. He put on a little bit of weight, but he's still a twig at 7'6". And I'm sorry, Rudy Gobert and the other bigs from Minnesota are going to beat him up until he asserts his dominance. And yes, you can't. So here's the thing, right? I always say there are 2 things in sport you can't teach because they're just naturally God-given. One is height, the other is speed. You can't teach those. True.
You either have them or you don't. He has height. Physicality is something you have to be taught.
Yeah.
No matter what sport you play, you have to be taught that. Now, I'm gonna say something Kobe said way back when on an interview with Jimmy Fallon, in that I'm guessing some of the players who you all say are manhandling him and getting away with stuff probably read the NBA rule book, understood the position of the officials, so they can get away with some of these pulls, yanks, and grabs that the referees don't see. Because again, there's only 3 officials on the court, and if you understand the positioning, you can get away with a lot of stuff defensively, which is what Kobe used to do. Yeah. Kobe read the entire official handbook. He understood where they're going to be and what angles they have to see stuff. So based on their positioning and who he was defending and how close, he would do stuff.
He knew
but he trains. He trains with Tim Duncan and Dave Robinson.
Who does?
Victor.
Says who? Or is that your wishful thinking?
Says he.
Because Timmy be in his home Virgin Islands most of the time. So when
that's who he was training with all off season.
In the off season, okay, yeah. But again, there's only so much you can do in the off season that doesn't simulate real game action.
Yeah.
And physicality is one of those things you ain't going to get until the games are real.
True.
But I'm happy for a good series. Look, from what I understand, and from the little bit I've seen of the highlights, Minnesota and San Antonio is probably the best series of this round because we've already had 2 sweeps.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen any of the Cleveland Detroit games at all. I keep forgetting that they're playing.
I've got the game on right now, and
it's in the background.
Yeah.
I know. I have. That's why I keep looking over here, because I'm watching
over at it, and I've yet to see anything I'm impressed by.
Fair enough.
Been very lackluster overall so far.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to homework number 2 before we get to close out with the NFL. World Cup is starting next month.
Sure is.
And y'all homework was to find some good juicy tidbits, and I hope you found some stuff because the shenanigans I saw was insane.
I found a couple,
and especially for you, because y'all got games in your city. where you're currently living, you specifically because you was born and raised here.
Mhm.
You because you in H-Town.
Oh, I'm in Dallas. I
This
mean,
is close enough.
we have matches. We have well, I'll go ahead and go first. I'll give y'all the tea. So first of all, a few weeks ago, I saw a story that said the city of Dallas is basically dang gone near broke. I said, oh no, egads. What exactly does that mean? Read the story. And so basically, they were putting a hiring freeze on any roles for the city that were not fire and police. All overtime was going to come to an immediate stop, basically. Travel cut. So I said, okay, as far as the World Cup, the actual games are at the Cowboy Stadium in Arlington. So I'm assuming the city of Arlington will be involved, but the city in Dallas will be involved in some capacity. You have these people out here working these streets with these crazy people and no overtime. Safety is an issue, which safety is an issue anywhere, but particularly Deep Ellum, which is an area with a lot of bars and clubs, has seen quite a few shifts, meaning go down there, have a great time. That went to 9 o'clock. If you over the age of 40 like me, time to go. Then it became not only do you need to get out of there by 9 o'clock, but now there's high school students, and now we got to put a curfew down here.
Oh Lord!
So now they're trying to ramp up security down there in Deep Ellum because it's a great area. They have all these sports bars, the perfect atmosphere. So I don't know what they're gonna do with it. We ain't got the best infrastructure in the world. I hit a pothole 2 weeks ago, and I said, "Oh, I see the Matrix. Y'all need to fix this." But we've been saying that. They've known about all of this for quite some time now, and I just find it to be very interesting that now there is this immediate. I feel like it's just to put stories out in the press to make it look like, oh, we're doing our job.
Right.
So with that being said, Dallas, we in a little bit of trouble. I hope it all works out, but I think there are going to be quite a few hiccups. I may just stay in my house and watch the games because I'm not trying to go to sports bars where you're charging a ridiculous amount of money to get in. I don't know who listen, Netherlands, Japan, England. Yeah, all these people coming on here. I don't want the hocus pocus virus, whatever's. I understand that they claim they have this under control, but there are already 7 million people that live here in the city, and they're expecting another 4 million for the World Cup. It's just a lot. But I can't wait. I will have my popcorn and wine ready as the fuckery occurs. And I want to, and I'm gonna enjoy the World Cup. I really got into, for you that last one, but we're gonna have to do this from the comfort of our own home because we ain't ready.
Oh gosh. Candaysee, what you got since you didn't like the homework?
Well, because I didn't know that we were about to have shenanigans. Like I always be talking about the sport for real, but
both. But the World Cup,
I will say,
a chance to do both.
I know that one of the things that I'm really, really excited about that I've been following on Instagram is the fan festival that they're going to have during FIFA. It's at Centennial Park.
Okay.
So Centennial Park. That's where they did. A lot of the Olympic stuff. And so I am curious, just like Qiana said, I'm curious to see how they're going to manage that because of all the people that are going to be here for the World Cup. And Centennial Park is like this big compared to the millions and millions of people that will be here. But it looks like it's going to be, the way that they have it, almost kind of like how the NFL does their NFL experience when Super Bowl comes to the city. So I want to cop a ticket for that and maybe go there because that's it. I can't afford them. Well, the FIFA tickets actually, when I was looking, the match that they have, the Haiti match that's here, the tickets were actually cheaper than what I spent for my bills. So, in the same seats too, like up in that upper bowl where I said I do not mind sitting up there because you can see the whole field. But yeah, they were like $210, $215 per ticket, and I know for the bills I paid more than that.
Yeah, you did.
That's not bad.
Well,
so, yeah.
At this stage, I will throw out that in some locations, depending on the matchup, ticket costs have come down slightly because they're not selling.
Nope.
I don't think there's a single game sold out yet.
Nope. That was actually part of one of the things I was going to mention.
Well, I know your thunder, but go ahead.
But so yeah, that's one of the concerns because they haven't outright said why they think this is, but I'm blaming it squarely on ICE and the Trump administration and all their bullshit as to why the ticket sales have been so lackluster compared to in other countries. And that's exactly why I believe those matches are not sold out.
I'm gonna add to that briefly.
But didn't he waived those visas now?
Visas.
You know how he put the restriction? He put all those restrictions on visas, and so people said they weren't coming.
Yeah.
And didn't he waive that?
In other countries, telling the fans of those teams don't come over here.
Yeah.
Right, but then he waived it so that people would come.
It's a little too late.
Yeah, I still
would you come over here?
No.
I would not come over here. Had we planned it right, we should have went over yonder somewhere. That's what we should have did. Don't come over here.
They made the decision. They made the decision for the World Cup before all of this travesty that's happening.
But just with the administration alone, nothing good could come with it. So I just wouldn't have come over here. I'd have been like, let me just stay right over here where I am because I don't want no smoke, and I wouldn't want to get stuck over here in the United States. Listen, surviving America. That is what we are all doing right now. Let me ask y'all real quick. Transportation wise, do you think Atlanta will be? Goddamn, James, I can't.
So that's actually one of the other things that I was going to mention.
Go ahead, Mac. Let's let Mac talk.
Let him talk because I purposely didn't look up anything for Atlanta because I knew he would.
That's one of the things. So allegedly, Marta says they're going to have trains running every 5 minutes.
You was a damn lie.
Now
they don't got enough people to work.
That part. Not only do they not have enough people, they don't have enough trains.
I was just about to ask
every
that.
5 minutes. Now, the one good thing that Marta has done out of this is now you can do tap to pay on your phone going through Marta. I don't know if it's at every station yet, but like this week I've been going to the World Congress Center for a professional development conference, and between the Oakland City train station, 5 Points, and the new, what they're calling the SEC station where the World Congress Center is, all of those areas are now just doing pure tap to pay from your phone. Because beforehand, you had to have a Breeze card. They had it to where if you had the MARTA app, you could generate a QR code and scan it and all this stuff. But now it's just pure tap to pay like you're at the grocery store.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the one good thing that has come out of this. Marta talking about trains are going to be running every 5 minutes. Like we said, they don't have the people, nor do they have the trains for that. The other thing is Marta, there was a Marta exec who said they're expecting crowds the size you would expect to see at a Super Bowl.
No.
Right.
We are so not prepared for this. You would think that, hey, Atlanta's got the World Cup. Let's go to some other World Cup cities and talk to the hosts and find out what did you need to do. How many
That's
people?
That's what typically happens, or it's supposed to happen.
But no, I have a feeling Atlanta is so underprepared. Also, one of the concerns is they're expecting an increase in human trafficking when the World Cup, when people hit her for the World Cup, and I'm just like, that's fucked up.
It always increases when there's something big in the city.
Yeah. But Atlanta is so unprepared for this. I always tell people, city of Atlanta proper, inside perimeter, has less than 1 million people. The last time I looked up the official number, it was somewhere around 750,000 people in city of Atlanta proper. You factor in the metro area, and that's how we get up to the 4.5 and 5 million and whatever the number is currently. So you've got a city with, we'll say 800,000 people.
Yep.
And you think we've got the infrastructure to support the numbers for the World Cup?
Oh no.
No.
Oh, no.
Traffic is going to be stupid. And then there's the thing of the prices that they're jacking up on transportation.
Well, at least y'all have a bus and a train. We got a sorry train system.
Oh wait.
And, what did Spirit sell all them planes yet? So we can get some of the Spirit planes and fly people from Dallas to Arlington so they could go to the matches.
So, wait,
hold up.
Go ahead,
because
James.
You mentioned us and buses. Last month, effective the 18th of April, MARTA made sweeping changes to the bus system. At least a dozen routes, if not more, were eliminated.
Oh, this is going to be a complete shit show.
Yep.
A dozen. How do I know this? Because I ride MARTA every day when I have to go to work. So I was aware the changes were coming. I have the MARTA app on my phone where I can look at every single bus line operating in the city. And on the 17th, because I didn't go anywhere on the 18th. On the 17th, saw all these routes numbered 1 through 100 and something. And granted, the routes are still numbered 1 through 100 and something, but me scrolling took a lot less time than it used to be on the 19th.
So, James, let me ask you this. The train stations that you deal with, are they pure tap to pay yet, or you still need a Breeze card?
They are still working on them because those are the stations that are currently have construction going on, and that's why.
Okay.
So Dunwoody Station, which I hit a lot because that's where my office is. Limburg Station, because that's where my bus line ends. They're still working on that. What's another station I've been to?
What about the buses themselves?
The buses have already been changed. The buses have so the buses have 3 different apparatuses, if you will, to do your pay. So you got the regular coin cash machine that does some tappage as well. You got the new machine they put up for the QR code, and they got another machine, the old machine that you can tap your Breeze card to.
Okay.
So there's basically 3 things on the bus to interact with, because I got a new Breeze card in the mail from my job in anticipation of this kerfluffleness. And it's like, use this, not the old Breeze card. This will still work because we still taking out your pay, whatever. So yeah, I have 2 Breeze cards in my wallet now, and I'm like, wait, what? You know what? Just take them both. I don't care anymore. I'm not dealing with this nonsense. But yeah, that's the MARTA side of things down here in Atlanta that I can speak on. Yeah. Because when they was like, yeah, changes are coming, April, I was like, this is some World Cup BS. The other funny thing about it is how, we're saying MARTA ain't ready for this. Someone spoke to the people running MARTA, or I shouldn't say running, but the people who make the decisions, the city planners or whatever, who govern MARTA, whatever. It's problematic when you have a group of people making decisions for a thing they don't use.
That part.
They honestly have no idea, because initially they were asked, how many people do you expect to be here? And one of them was like, I don't know, the same amount as a football game.
Yeah.
Well, what football game are you referring to? A regular Falcons game? The Chick-fil-A Kickoff Classic? The SEC Championship? The Super Bowl? Like, which one of those football games are you referring to? Because those are all different crowd sizes and varying capacities. And I've been downtown when each of those different things are going on. I can tell you they are all completely different animals. So yeah, for the people who know, like, yeah, we're expecting Super Bowl size crowds every time there's a game here in Atlanta. You're damn right. It's the World Cup. Like, how did you not know this many people are going to come? It is the fact that this country still does not recognize that football, what we call soccer, is still the number one sport in the world, no matter what we have going on here, is insane.
I don't think people want to fully grasp nor understand that, because I keep hearing people, oh my God, it's like all these cities get a super. Well, I was like, sir, no, that's not what this is. Have you not watched a match?
No, they haven't.
No, they haven't.
Nothing.
The Super Bowl ain't got nothing on a World Cup game. And granted, yes, I get it. It's been 20 some odd years since the U.S. last hosted, or North America, if you will, last hosted the World Cup, because we have to remember there are 2 cities in Canada and 3 cities in Mexico hosting games as well, right? Not just the 8 or so in the U.S. But yeah, it's been some time, and the sport hasn't lost popularity because of, again, the European leagues. That's what they got year round. Leagues happen all the time. That
fandom is something completely different. I remember being in London, and my homegirl, she loves Chelsea. This old white, they won, and whoever he liked did not win. And he walked over to my homegirl and said, "Fuck Chelsea." I was like, "Oh my God, is what What the hell?" Yeah. They don't care. They will roll up on you if one of their players leave and go to another team. They're trying to burn the man's house down. That fandom.
Yeah.
Don't wear the wrong colors over there.
Ooh, they worse than the Bloods and the Crips. I say, God damn. Like, seriously, they do not play. And I just think
don't play about their football.
Who haven't seriously taken a glance at a match, y'all have no idea what's coming.
They are so serious about it that at one point Mexico was thinking about they had made the decision they were going to end school early, about a month and a half, to clear out for the World Cup. They since reversed the decision, and school is going to end on its normal time, which is somewhere in July, but I don't remember the exact date. I just remember seeing the article. But they were going to close school a month early for the World Cup.
The year. I thought you meant one day.
No, for the month. They were going to end school a month early.
Yeah.
But like I said, because of all the backlash from the parents, they've decided not to. But still, when your event is so big, they're thinking about ending school a month early. Like, America needs to take notes. Football is no joke in the rest of the world.
I'm glad I got you to say that.
Football.
Only took about a decade, but I'm glad you said it.
Oh, I've always known what you're supposed to say.
You just refuse.
No, it's not so much that I refuse, but I'm never in a situation talking to people who care that much, because I don't have that many football fans. Like, again, so to graduate from high school in Georgia, at least with City of Atlanta, you had to take, I think, 1 year. It was 1 year of a foreign language, and I took Spanish. So I've always known that soccer is technically football. It's just I live in America, and we in general don't care.
The tongue, like, we ain't over here, and I love the game, but I totally get it.
Yeah,
and we about to get it. We about to fuck around and find out.
Let me give you some FAFO that I still have entrenched in here from reading a month or so ago. FIFA organizers want Atlanta to cover up or take down the name of the stadium because One of the sponsors, I can't remember what the auto dealer sponsor is. One of the auto manufacturers over there in Europe is a sponsor, and they're a direct competitor of Mercedes.
Oh,
yeah. So that's why they want Atlanta to do something with the name, like hide it, cover it up, whatever.
They're not going to do that.
Good luck with that.
They're not going to do that.
Hilarious.
The town of Foxborough, because even though that's where the Patriots play, even though they claim in Boston is the city where the game is, it's not. Gillette Stadium is in a little rural thing called Foxborough. That town basically has told FIFA, all your little fan experience stuff, we can't have it, because FIFA told them they need to cough up $75 million for additional security and entertainment fees.
Mm-hmm.
To cover the fan fest events that take place the days before and after the games. And Foxborough was like, we ain't got the money. We don't know what to tell you. We can't come up with $75 million by your imaginary deadline, so kick rocks. So all the stuff up there is canceled. Outside of the games, anything happening at Foxborough is done.
I heard about that, but I hadn't heard the final that they were done.
AT&T is being referred to as Dallas Stadium for FIFA 26 because, again, competitor. That's the other thing. The sponsors for FIFA, a lot of them have direct competition with either names of stadiums or other things that are going on in the cities and whatnot. So things have to be covered up in towns. Especially your Nike billboards.
I don't think Arthur Blank is going to cover up Mercedes-Benz.
I was going to say, good luck with that over here.
Now, on the plus side, though, he is keeping concessions cheap.
I saw that.
I saw that. That was good.
Concessions.
So here's the last one I'm going to mention because I found this to be the most hilarious of all of them. MetLife Stadium, where the Jets and Giants play in New Jersey. So how do I say this? So Dallas Stadium, Atlanta Stadium, y'all know that, there's infrastructure around, like there's living facilities, shopping, other stuff, hotels, whatever nearby that you can walk across the street and boom, there's a stadium, right? MetLife Stadium's not like that. There is MetLife Stadium, the parking lot, and then a highway to the nearest infrastructure, whatever that may be.
Oh, I heard about this.
You see where this is going. So the hotels and whatever and things are giving fans transportation to the stadium to watch the games. It's when the game ends where the fuckery starts, because now you got to buy a separate ticket to get on the shuttle back to go along the highway, because there is a law in New Jersey prohibiting anybody from walking on that highway or along that highway. It is against the law to do it. The tickets for this shuttle service are hundreds, if not close to $1,000 to get back. Right.
So are we going to end up seeing this on Netflix or something like the Fire Festival? Because this is going to be on American Greed. This is terrible. Like, we already are embarrassing. We're about to
They were like, hey, we'll get you there.
Like somehow the ride to the stadium is baked into the ticket, the hotel stay, whatever it is. It was baked into that. But the bus ride back from the stadium was like, yeah, give us $300 and we'll get you back to where you came from. You about to tell all these Europeans who pretty much storm the streets, as we just said, when their team wins or loses, that they can't walk along a highway? You don't have enough you don't have enough police in the state of Jersey to stop these foreigners from walking the highway.
These social media influencers are about to have a damn field day.
Yep.
Please, they've already started. They've already started. A woman in Baltimore has already talked about, hey, Jersey, if y'all gonna be doing all this, we can get the game down here in Baltimore. We got infrastructure, the stadium in the middle of the city. They've already started.
That's crazy.
This is insane. I knew it was bad, but I guess because I'm thinking not quite the middle of May. Like there is no time left. Like you can't abort the mission. So what is y'all about to do? Like
what the first game is what, June 9th or something? When's the first game?
Here it's June 15th.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about for the entire thing.
I want to say June. Then that means it's got to be June 1, isn't it?
The very first game is the 11th.
Yeah, we don't have one till the 14th.
That's Mexico and South Africa, June 11th at 3 p.m.
Oh, nice. I definitely want to watch that.
And yeah, tickets aren't being sold. Hotels have had to open up blocks because they're not being filled because people cancel reservations. So yeah, if you need a hotel,
crazy though, because let me tell you, this Airbnb thing in Atlanta is a real thing. I got plenty of friends that are making
money. Yes,
money.
I'm sorry. Can you educate me as I don't live there? What's going on with the Airbnbs?
So technically, so they say hotels were sold out. Mm-hmm. So people were going to Airbnb. Like I have friends that are Airbnb-ing out like half their house or rooms or whatever, and they're doing it, and people are paying like thousands upon thousands of pounds. Like when I say the mortgage for that 1 year is paid for from one of my friends, his mortgage is paid for the rest of the year.
Just for Airbnb.
Break bread with us.
Nice.
Set up shop. Wow.
Like that's crazy. Like when I say people are paying, like they'll pay for a weekend $1,000 because you gonna pay that at the hotel or even more. Like the hotels are not cheap.
And the hotels keep jacking up prices for no good reason.
And this isn't just like close to the city. This is like outside the city too. People are like, I'll pay. We'll drive in, we'll Uber, we'll whatever. Like if you're an Uber driver during FIFA, you gonna make some money.
That's why I didn't even imagine how much that's gonna cost.
I didn't even think about that. Surge pricing is gonna be ridiculous.
Well, they don't always get all that money though. Uber's gonna make that money.
Well, I'm saying regardless of who
private transportation.
Yeah.
Because I know people who don't even like they would rather just call a car.
Yep.
So car services are about to make all sorts of money.
Mm-hmm. The only city I haven't seen so far with any hiccups or shenanigans yet is the California sites.
Where are they playing?
I believe, is it SoFi Stadium in LA?
I thought
they probably already, because they've already had those hiccups.
Mm-hmm.
And they're used to that.
It's SoFi in Los Angeles and Levi's in San Francisco.
Oh, I didn't know San Fran had some. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But I know one of those two sites hasn't had any hiccups yet.
Because what hiccups they gonna have? They already got all them people that come there.
I'm thinking it's probably LA would be my guess. If I had to guess, I would wager LA is the one
because they already get so many people in the city.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking about the frequency in which major events are going on in LA.
Yeah,
and they're about to have the Olympics, so if anything, they're just using this as a stepping stone for that.
Yeah.
Doesn't Kansas City have some games, some matches, or no? I know it's Dallas, Houston, Atlanta.
Kansas City is a host. They're going to have stuff going on there from June 16th until July 11th.
Okay.
The city will host 6 matches in total, 4 group stage matches, 1 round of 32, and a quarterfinal on Saturday the 11th.
Nice. I think they picked them because Patrick Mahomes, that MLS team.
Yeah, women's team.
Yeah, I think they felt like, okay, let's invest some things and get some things popping there since they got that women's team.
Yeah, but the U.S. cities are Atlanta, Boston, Dallas, Houston, KC, L.A., Miami, Jersey, Philadelphia, Frisco, and Seattle.
I forgot. Okay, Seattle and Philadelphia. I didn't realize they had. Okay.
I forgot about Seattle.
And of course, the NFL stadiums in all locations is what's being used.
Of course.
Which triggered something I saw earlier today on the NFL side, which we'll get to shortly. But the NFL players are now petitioning the league to use the same surface that they use in the World Cup as the default surface for all 30 stadiums in the NFL.
What?
Yeah.
You mean the turf?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
what's different about what they use for FIFA?
Yeah.
The grass.
Let's put it this way. As in a FIFA regulated field, because most Euro leagues use FIFA approved surfaces. How often have you heard of a footballer succumbing to knee and leg injuries?
Oh,
yeah. Now compare that to the NFL, and some of these stadiums that they're playing in are notorious for players getting hurt, namely Frisco and MetLife. Levi Stadium and MetLife.
Interesting. Okay.
So players is like, yo, what's up with that? Because remember, that was one of the things with the United States getting as part of the North American bid for the World Cup. That was part of the deal. FIFA was like, yeah, we'll come to America. We ain't using your little football services, though. You got to make sure you have our stuff in place for when we come over there.
Yeah, they talked about that one. Ooh.
Remember, because we talked about that last year. They forced them like there's no way we're bringing World Cup to the United States unless y'all have our approved surfaces in place to play these games. Now, again, I'm not saying that's an easy thing to do or remedy, but they've had time since they got the bid to get all that set up. They're going to have that set up or whatever. And for the players who are in these cities who've probably seen the field a little early, because again, mini camps and training camps are currently going on for the NFL. And some of the teams actually, some of them do things at the practice facility, and then there's fan events at the actual NFL stadium. So for some cities, the turf is probably already down. And remember, every single city I named, they're playing in the NFL stadium.
Yep.
A dozen cities, pretty much. So,
oh my God. Yeah,
the players are like, yo, this is nice. We should play on this.
I'm seeing high quality natural grass. I don't know enough about grass to know high quality grass from low quality grass, but they're explicitly saying high quality grass.
Let's put it this way, because when NFL goes and plays games over in Europe, specifically London, because that's the one they go to the most, Tottenham Stadium, and I can't remember the other stadium, they don't change their field out for the synthetic stuff that, like, again, we walked Falcon Stadium last year at the end of this regular season, that game against the Saints. Remember, we went to so that's not grass. That's the synthetic stuff that's approved that the players mildly like. They're not huge fans of it, but they're like, if it's not grass, it needs to be this, right? With the rubber pellets kick up. FIFA's like, that's cute. You ain't using that for our sport. So
it makes sense though, because I forgot which Pivot podcast I was listening to, and they were interviewing that one soccer player, and he was talking about how like the football fields here are like ridiculous. Like, he said when they have to change out their cleats and figure out, like how they're just not used to playing on crappy grass, basically, is what he said. So that makes sense.
Yeah, because I went to Wembley Stadium to see the Saints and the Dolphins, and that's 100% recyclable hybrid turf system with 95% natural grass and 5% polyethylene plastic reinforced. Basically, the United States is the ghetto. We ain't got it. We ain't got it. We can't do nothing right.
We're the crack house neighbor underneath Canada.
All day long. We can't do nothing. Who y'all think gonna host the behind the music? I mean, not behind the music. The documentary with American Greed. I think they should get the guy that plays Ted Lasso. Let him host this. That'll be perfect. And how America really messed up. Oh boy,
it is going to be something. But yeah, World Cup. if your city's got everything lockstep and ready to go, congratulations. Other cities,
we ain't even got grass. Okay, nobody is ready.
So James, let me ask you this: as far as the field is concerned, can individual teams in the NFL make their own decisions about that, or does the league as a whole make that decision? Do you know?
So 2 years ago, was it 2 years, either 24 or 25, there was something that went around where if any team was going to change their surface, they had to do so before 27.
Okay.
Before the 27 season. But now there's a push that by that deadline, a vote's going to come up because of what the players want. So right now it's either 2 or 3 approved surfaces that stadiums can use.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what every stadium uses right now, is something from those 2 or 3 choices.
Gotcha.
Obviously the dome teams are going to use a synthetic surface because the owners complain about the cost of maintenance of actual grass, to which I'm like, you cheap bastards, you want to see these players get hurt every five minutes. Like, the hell is wrong with you?
But then don't they have to pull that grass up though when they have concerts or when they do something else?
They cover it. It depends on it depends on how the stadium is made, right? So like, for instance, Arizona Stadium, they can literally pull the field out of the stadium. They actually have the field on a track.
Okay.
That they can literally pull out of the stadium. I don't know how many other stadiums have that. A lot of times it's kind of like what you see where like the old Boston Garden, where both the Celtics and the Bruins used to play. They would cover the ice rink with the basketball floor tiles. So something similar to that for a lot of cities. And some cities don't do that. They'll just set the stage up on top of, and if they have floor seating, they're putting actual seats on the grass surface, whatever it is, for that floor seating, if they're not going to use that entire space.
Right. That makes sense.
For the stage. So yeah, if it's not covered up by something, they just build everything right there on the field and just deal with it later. But not many stadiums use a natural grass surface. I know Pittsburgh still does, because Pittsburgh hosts their state. It's either the city or state high school championship game in that stadium, and University of Pittsburgh plays in that stadium as well. Because you can always tell towards the end of the season when one of those two things happen, either University of Pittsburgh or the high school championship game, because there's lingering effects if there's a home game in Pittsburgh on Sunday of how little time they've had to switch over the field. So I know Pittsburgh plays on grass. Philly plays, I don't think it's a composite of something. Don't ask me what, but it's not all synthetic and it's not all natural. It's like a composite of the two, whatever was approved or whatever like that. So, but yeah, again, these are going to be interesting discussions. World Cup is going to be hilarious. The other thing that's been impacted, because a lot of us here at the Moana Nui Podcast, we go to conventions and cover conventions.
Yep.
And con season started early this year in March, as opposed to this month of May. There've already been a number of conventions that moved earlier or later in the year, like BlurredCon, which is normally in the summer, June to July, was held in March. Ranger Stop, which is a Power Rangers convention, is normally in late June. It's this coming weekend. Some other conventions in other locations or whatever moved to either August or happening this month in May, because I'm seeing a lot of chatter in my different nerd groups about conventions moving. The one that didn't move, which is surprising to me, and I guess they got lucky because it doesn't line up with any dates of World Cup games whatsoever, is DreamCon in Houston. DreamCon did not get affected. They are still having their convention in, what is it? It's either late June or late July, but it's during when World Cup games are being played, but they somehow got a weekend, nothing being played in Houston whatsoever.
That's nice.
Right. So they got lucky.
Oh,
so
James,
go ahead.
Speaking of conventions, the professional development conference that I've been going to this week is down at the World Congress Center. They put carpet down in the in the where the vendor area is. They put carpet down on that hard ass concrete floor. It's so much nicer.
Well, yeah, that's specifically for World Cup.
No. This is carpet for the event.
Oh, for the event. Yeah.
I only bring that up because to me, the changes that they did that this conference does versus the other conferences that we go to at the World Congress Center is really, really interesting.
Yep. Because in the next weekend, we got MomoCon right there in Georgia World Congress Center. So, All right. Let's wrap up with some NFL stuff. The only things that I wanted to bring up were anybody have any thoughts on the draft?
Yes.
And the hold on. And the new CBA between the league and the officials was agreed to last Friday. And that's all I can say about that because there's been no extensive reporting as far as what the agreement was, other than it's a 7-year deal. Details have still not been made, at least that I haven't found yet. Haven't been made public. We know what the referees wanted. We know what the league wanted, but where the line fell on those two once, I don't know.
Interesting.
Because the referees didn't want they didn't want to be held accountable. And the league was like, y'all need more training in the off season.
Well, hopefully they agree to more training because what's wrong with a little bit more training?
Nothing. They should be continuously learning and wanting to do better.
Right. You should want to do better and not have the old status quo and not be held accountable. The other thing that came out of the referee stuff is I saw this past weekend, the UFL, because it's playing right now, they interviewed a referee during a game. And one of the talk shows I watched was like, do you think the NFL would ever do this? And I'm like, never.
During the game?
You mean like how they do where they have the little earbud and the
Wait, was it actually during game time or was it during not during a timeout? Like while he's supposed to be running up and down the fit.
How sway? All righty.
Well then.
Understand. The reason I have us talk about the UFL in March before the season starts is because they always doing something different that eventually the NFL may or may not consider and then adopt.
No, this ain't happening.
But this is one of, and I know the new CBA just got started. Not because one of my coworkers is always picking my brain about stuff. He was like, "You think the NFL?" I'm like, "Never." I'm like, the NFL officials are the most protected officials in all of North American sports. Them dudes can commit murder, and the league would be like, well, the result of the game is the result of the game, and we can't change it.
Right.
You know, it'll always be some pity pat line of, we wish they could have caught that, but they didn't, and it is what it is. We got to move on. and sometimes, depending on what it is, no repercussions for the officials. And that's what this CBA came down to, is like there needs to be repercussions for incompetence in your job.
Have there ever been any?
No. Never.
So why would they start now?
Not even for the most egregious thing, which the whole world saw. Furious, cover your ears because you don't think it was egregious. The Saints getting screwed against the Rams.
That wasn't egregious.
I'm gonna head out.
That wasn't egregious.
I'm tired of this trauma.
That was not egregious. I'm sorry.
God,
we've been screwed worse.
Well, until they actually come out with all of the specifics, if they ever will, then
it'll eventually get leaked.
Yeah, at some point we'll find out what the CBA is and what they asked them to do.
Y'all know TMZ got a sports edition, and they got. I'm serious.
I know.
They gonna get somebody to snitch.
They find everything.
Yeah, they'll get somebody to snitch because that's how we found out about a lot of shenanigans in sports. Sometimes somebody snitched to TMZ. Before we turn it over to the draft to end things, pop quiz. Does anybody know where the Super Bowl is being held in February of 2028? Just off the top of your head, do you know where?
I haven't looked that far ahead.
I do not.
Okay. Atlanta.
Congratulations, Candaysee. You win the grand prize. The grand prize is, do you know what weekend in February it's being held?
Valentine's weekend.
Valentine's Day.
Are you sure?
No.
I don't know because the dates have been really weird. Like next year it's like Valentine's Day weekend, and then after that it's the NBA All-Star weekend. And then so that means 2028 it's got to be because they keep pushing it back. I would have to see the calendar.
What's happening?
I'm glad you mentioned the calendar because as of right now there is no date for the Super Bowl in 2028.
What?
And why is there no date?
Is 2028 another leap year?
No, because we don't know if the 27 season is going to have an 18th game or not yet.
Are you serious?
This is so stupid. This is so.
Why are we even talking about this?
It must be really nice to wake up every day and make $1 billion to be stupid. These people.
So remember the last CBA expansion of the league season was happening. It wasn't an if, it was a when. And we got to 17. So now we have 17 games. We've been doing this for a few years now. But the original agreement was to eventually get to 18 games. We're coming up on the point to where we should be at 18 games because we've done 4 or 5 seasons. 4 or 5 seasons of 17 already.
We don't need 18 games.
I know we
didn't even need 17 games.
You're right, but you know who wanted those games? The money-grubbing owners who complain that nobody comes to preseason games where they still sell tickets at regular price.
How much money do you need?
They want all
remember,
of
it. Ask Travis Scott.
We have 3 preseason games for 17 regular season games. But we don't start the season earlier because we took away a preseason game. We just extend the season later.
Right.
So now we're about to have 2 preseason games and 18 regular season games.
I'm done. I'm tired. Tomato, Lakers in 6. I've had enough. This is just, my God.
It's silly. It makes no sense whatsoever.
It's pure unadulterated greed.
Because the greed says I can recoup my money by having a packed stadium for a regular season game as opposed to a preseason game that my stadium's not going to be full for. And look, I don't know how many of you all watch preseason. I watch every single Eagles preseason game.
We know.
And Eagles Stadium is like is one of those things where they try not to show the crowd at preseason games because nobody, I'm not going to say nobody's. Are there fans in the stands? Yes. At what capacity? I would say somewhere between 30 and 60% tops.
You get 30?
60?
You get 30?
Because as we know, the big name players for every team don't play in the preseason anymore.
Right.
Correct.
Which makes September, and this is something I always have to tell people, September is de facto preseason. So if your team looks great in September, Pause. And if your team looks bad in September, there's no reason to panic because real football doesn't start till October.
Those are preseason games anyway.
Best and worst case scenario, your team should be either 2-2 or 3-1 coming out of September. If they are undefeated, problem, because they haven't been exposed yet. And if they're winless, they know what they got to fix. But ideally, 2-2 and 3-1, those teams in September tend to make the playoffs as opposed to the ones who are winless or undefeated.
The psychotic.
It is.
18 freaking games. Wow.
18 freaking games. Again, the last CBA, that was part of the last CBA. The owners wanted 18 games. And
I'm gonna stop watching after
games.
game 16 and be like, just let me know when the playoffs start.
So James, do you think we hit 18 games within, say, 12 to 15?
Next year.
Jesus.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I asked the wrong number. Do you think we'll be at 20 regular season games in say 12 years?
No.
Because if they're going down this path, at some point we're not going to have any preseason games.
Right.
Fair enough. And the season still ain't going to start in August.
Totally not have preseason games. Forget preseason games. Just go on into the season.
That's why I think at some point we'll have 20.
And that's the thing. The owners do not want preseason games because, as far as they're concerned, they have to open their stadium and bring folks in, and it's a huge loss.
Yep.
Because that's what practice is for. I mean, college and high school, they don't really have preseason games like that. They just go and they play.
Unfortunately, here's the thing, right? In high school and college, they scrimmage other teams. And granted, they do scrimmage in the NFL. But the scrimmage in the NFL and the scrimmage between college and high school is totally different, because scrimmage in the NFL, depending on the teams and what the agreement is, they're not often going full pads every single scrimmage, because the scrimmages normally take several days. And I don't know how, well, granted, I was in high school like 40 years ago. So
yeah, because you old.
Shut up.
Oh no.
So when I scrimmaged in high school, we had a day of scrimmage, like roughly 4 or 5 hours, offense, defense, whatever the breakdowns was, against some other school that would come in, usually somebody at the end of our season or whatever, somebody in our conference that we probably weren't going to play that year. And that was a scrimmage. And it was full pads. College is not really a scrimmage. That's where they schedule those D2 and D3 and, unfortunately, the HBCU schools to come in and get their brains beat in by 75 points. But
walk out with a very nice check.
Right. But that's pretty much where they have those little, whatever the team's colors are, those. So like Alabama will have their crimson and white game, right, in the spring. That's their scrimmage.
But what I'm saying is that we talking about the NFL, that we don't look.
Scrimmage in the NFL is a lie.
I didn't say anything about scrimmage. I said we should they got practice and then come on and get on this field. Because you guys are professionals. Y'all already know how to play the game. Okay. So let's learn the playbook, run the plays. That's what practice is for. We practicing all
you
summer
want them
long.
to apply logic?
But see, the other thing to think about though is the more as we extend the season, salary cap also has to go up. Players
the salary cap always
does.
Go
they
up.
got to get paid money.
Well, no, I know it's always going to go up, but now I don't. If I'd have been thinking about it, I'd have went and did a little bit more homework. But I wonder what is the difference between the salary cap increase on any standard year when the salary cap goes up versus whatever it was after we moved from 16 to 17 games.
Okay. So it's the better question is what's the percentage increase of the salary cap? Because the salary cap, regardless of games in a season, goes up every single year.
Right.
Okay. So from 26 to 27, the salary cap increase was almost 22%.
Okay.
Which is like the biggest increase in almost a decade, because normally it's been somewhere between 10 to 15, maybe 16% increase. It fluctuates. So you're talking about the difference of raising the cap tens of millions of dollars every season to this year it went up almost $35 million.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So do you think when we eventually go to 18 games, that
the cap's not going to be affected?
Okay.
Because the money aspect you're looking at is and I know Q had to bounce. The money aspect you're looking at is the structure of player contracts, because now your weekly check for your game check is reduced, because now instead of it being stretched out over 16 games like it once was, now it's being stretched over 17 games and soon to be stretched out over 18 games. So yeah, these signing bonuses and everything that everybody's signing is cute and everything, but as agents have often said, the thing that they try to tell players every year, and yet no NFL player has ever done this, which I find hilarious because it just makes common sense to me, especially with so many of them who actually have degrees in business, is that extrapolate your contract so that you get paid every week of the year, as opposed to the 17 or 16 weeks that you play a game.
Right.
And yet no one does that.
Wait, is that really an option?
It is.
Oh, cool.
When you sign your contract, you can pretty much, the default is you have a game check, meaning you get your salary for any particular year is stretched over the number of games of that season.
Mm-hmm.
So every week in the old days, you would literally pick up a check from the stadium. Now it's just deposited into your account every week, right? But you can stretch that out. You don't have to get that just the 17 weeks, because again, the fiduciary responsibility of players is better now than it was 30 years ago.
True.
But that's how often why you saw players pretty much broke in the offseason, because they ran through their money over four. And let's be real, the NFL season is 4 months. You don't get paid for preseason. You get bonuses for playoff wins, but your regular season, your salary is literally regular season from week 1 to the end of the regular season, whether it's week 17 or 18.
Yeah.
Right? Outside of that, you don't get paid. You just don't. What's up? Nah, you look like you was lost in something.
No. I was leaning in a little bit, looking at Candaysee. I was like, did she fall asleep on us?
No.
She's perusing something.
No. It's just the way her face looked. I was like, she looked like she fell asleep.
Nope. I'm not good at falling asleep like this. You would have known, because I'd have been like this.
But I say the head has to tilt down. But yeah, so that's the money impact that you're looking at, because it's not so much on the team or any financial like that. Again, the owners pretty much look at preseason as a loss. The bonuses they get are pretty much hosting playoff games.
Gotcha.
Which is why a lot of teams are pretty. And again, I would hate this if this happens to Philadelphia, because I always believe that football should be played outdoors. It's an advantage is taking advantage of your environment on the opponent who's not used to it, whatever your regular weather is. And I like us hosting playoff games in January, and teams who play in either domes or out west have to come in and it starts snowing, i.e. the Rams the year we won the Super Bowl. Because that was great when it started snowing, watching Saquon run. Or back in the early 2000s when we had McNabb and like Atlanta would come up, a dome team in the snow, not doing well. Tampa Bay coming up, a Florida team in the snow, not playing well. Like, that was great. That's taking advantage. Ideal conditions for both teams, be damned. Save that for the Super Bowl. Because no, seriously, that's what that's for, because you want the casual fan to actually watch that spectacle that you're putting on. That is your end of year big game product. Yes, you want ideal conditions. You don't want rain like when the Colts played the Bears. You don't want that. You want regular conditions, not too hot, not too cold, just even killed, which is why dome teams tend to win bids to host Super Bowls because there's no outdoor elements impacting the game.
Right.
Worst case scenario, the lights go out, like when the 49ers played the Ravens in New Orleans.
Oh, I remember that game.
But I don't like that more and more teams who play outdoors are looking at dome options because, again, Philly's doing that right now, even though the lease on Lincoln Financial Field is not up until like either 2030 or 2033. I forgot what 2035 is. One of those two is when the lease is up. But they're already looking at options at a new stadium design right now in preparation for when the lease is up on Lincoln Financial Field.
How old is the Eagles' current stadium, though?
The link opened up in 2005.
Oh, okay. So it's not old, but
no,
it's got a little bit of age to it.
But understand in the 80s, when I could name all 32 stadiums or 28 stadiums in the NFL, all those stadiums have been around 30 plus years.
Yeah.
Right. The youngest stadium in the 80s when I started watching football was where the Oilers played, the Houston Astrodome. That was the youngest stadium. But soon we're not going to have Soldier Field because the Bears are keep threatening to move. Dallas has already moved from Dallas to Arlington. Washington has moved multiple times out, from DC to Maryland. Niners have moved from Candlestick to Santa Clara. They're not even in Frisco, technically.
True.
The Rams went to St. Louis and came back. The Raiders moved to Vegas.
The Chargers are now in LA.
Right. Well, the Chargers started in LA. So they went to San Diego and came back to LA. Yeah.
Okay. Did not know that.
The Bills will have a new stadium.
The Bills will have a new stadium, but think about that stadium.
Is it going to be a dome?
It's still going to be outdoor.
It's still going to be outdoors. Pittsburgh got Heinz Stadium as opposed to Three Rivers.
It's still outdoor.
Right. It's still outdoor. But you look at these teams that are still outdoors, especially on the Eastern Seaboard, looking at, if we put a roof over our stadium, we could host a Super Bowl and we can get more usage. And that's the other thing, more usage. So year-round things instead of just, during football season on off days, we can't host a tour of some artist because it's cold here, which I understand.
Yeah, cold in Buffalo is a different kind of cold.
But at the same time, it's like, do you want to sacrifice this advantage? Because I joke, but I'm half serious. Minnesota Vikings used to play outdoors.
I remember.
And then they got a dome. And I'm not talking about the stadium they have now. I'm talking about the dome they had before. And they haven't been to a Super Bowl since. Ever since they went indoors, they haven't been to a Super Bowl.
How many did they go to before they had their
indoors? Four.
Okay.
Fran Tarkenton. Yeah, remember him?
Okay, but that was...
I know, but still, 4 Super Bowls they went to, and then they got a dome somewhere in the late 70s, and they ain't been back since.
No. I'm just saying, though, James, you're looking at prehistoric times for that franchise.
There's a hole you can jump in.
Is there gold in that hole?
Mm-hmm. But let's close out with the draft. Thoughts, input. You happy with your team? You mad at your team?
I am happy with the Falcons. I'm glad they focused on defense. I love the fact that they drafted AJ Terrell's little brother, who also plays cornerback.
This will be fun.
I doubt we'll ever see the two of them. I doubt we'll ever see AJ on one side, and I can't think of his brother's name right now, but I doubt they'll be opposite cornerbacks. What I think will happen is if they put them both on the field at the same time, he'll be in the nickel, is my guess.
Avian Terrell.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. But yeah, I love the fact that they focus on defense because, James, you've known me for a long time. What have I always complained about with my Falcons? The lack of defense. So I'm glad that they focused on defense this year. And the defense has looked pretty good the last couple of years. So you factor in that they look like they've always, or Lately, they look like they're going for a smaller, faster unit, and it'll be interesting to see what the defense looks like this year. Yes, I am happy with the choices that they made. I'd probably give them a B- or a C+ on their draft choices.
Fair enough. Candaysee?
Except for the fact that the Bills made me watch the whole first round, and they didn't pick nothing.
That's right. They traded out of the first round, didn't they?
Out, like we were supposed to have like pick 26, I think, first. Then they traded up to pick 28, and I'm just sitting there, and all of us, we just sitting there waiting, and then all of a sudden,
they traded out of the first round altogether.
It was great because they actually earned, I think, 2 extra picks than what they originally had in the second and the third round. So I think that they went with a little bit of defense. I didn't get to see it ever because I was mad. So I was like, well, whoever they have, we just have. But you know how I feel about that. Like I don't really, just tell me who made the squad by the time that September comes.
Fair
because
enough.
all back and forth is just gonna make me mad. But they did pretty well because I know they went and got some defense. I think they got an offensive tackle that we really needed, and
guard.
I want to say a receiver, but I think the receiver might not have been drafted. I feel like the receiver might have been traded.
They did draft a wide receiver out of UConn, Skylar Bell.
Okay. So yeah. So I mean, the only thing I was mad about was waiting. I like to see my team pick at least once in the first round, and
I would be pretty pissed because the spectacle of night one, and then to see your team trade its only pick out of the round that would piss me off too.
I could have watched. I could have done something else. I could have not watched the draft at all.
Because I had a convention that weekend, I only watched the first round of the draft, so I didn't see rounds 2 through 7. But Philly's draft pretty much was filling voids for the most part. And the biggest part of the draft for Philly wasn't a pick they made. It's the picks they traded to Minnesota for Jonathan Grenard, an edge rusher, which fair enough because they obviously didn't feel that there was anybody that they were going to be able to get to make an immediate impact in later rounds in the draft. So they just traded for a player who needed a change of scenery somewhere else and, pulled the trigger and made it our first round pick, coupled with all the receivers we traded for signed in the offseason. Signifies that A.J. Brown is more than likely going to be traded after June 1st to the New England Patriots. And why do I say the New England Patriots? It's because reports came out this past weekend that he was in the Boston, New England area looking at condos. So with all the receivers Philly has acquired since the end of the year and our first round pick being a wide receiver, it's just a win, not if type thing. And I pretty much tuned out all the noise about A.J. Brown because I'm like, I don't want to hear A.J. Brown's name again in the same sentence with Philadelphia until June 1st or 2nd, which is about 2 weeks away.
Did something else happen with him recently?
No,
okay.
Because he hasn't done anything, but the media just keeps, spinning his wheels on when is this deal going to get done? When is it going to happen? And I'm like, stop using this as fodder because you have nothing else to talk about. You're preying on the ignorance of the viewership, not knowing how things work. And I'm like, savvy football fans understand that there's cap consideration involved, which is why this is going to be a post June 1st trade as opposed to trading him yesterday. Because if they could have traded him at the end of the season, they probably would have, considering what some teams are trying to offer. But that $45 million cap hit going into next year is a big no-no. So splitting a $20-some-odd million hit over 2 years after June 1st is a lot better than taking a $45 million hit for any reason whatsoever. Because the last time we took a cap hit that big is when we traded Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts. And that was a $60 million cap hit over 3 years.
That's a lot of money.
Yep.
That's a lot of money.
And that's why the Denver Broncos are happy because the Russell Wilson money finally comes off their books this season.
I'm still mad at Atlanta for that.
Well, Russell Wilson still doesn't have a team to play for, so but y'all already picked up Tua Tagovailoa, so
don't remind me. Although if he stays healthy, it might work out.
But offensive line, and I already saw that thing playing in Atlanta, so
like I said, that's a pretty big if.
So, well, that's all I got, and we're running on 2 hours, 20 minutes, a little long, but it is what it is. I enjoy kicking it with you all.
It's always a good time.
So, any last thoughts, anything before we get out of here?
Nah.
Happy graduation to my baby. He graduates on Friday. My godson.
Sweet. High school?
High school.
College? High school? Cool.
And Candaysee, I think a friend of ours whose son will be starting at Georgia Tech this semester. Tanya. Do you know her? Maybe not.
I don't know. I know so many people's kids who went to Tech, and they went to Tech with us too. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I do know her. I would have to see her face.
Okay.
But I'm glad. Congratulations to her.
Yeah.
And congratulations to all the brothers and sisters coming out this weekend at Morehouse and Spelman, respectively, whose commencement ceremonies you can stream on the respective websites or Facebook or YouTube. So
cool.
And with that, I will say thank you for joining us. We will see you all next month with more World Cup shenanigans, probably.
Right.
Because this is fun watching this crash and burn in real time. Say goodnight, everybody.
Wakanda forever.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then, when they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course, versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course, cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.